China. This is what's happening. So, protests happen in China right now because of COVID-19 restrictions. There's still like crazy COVID in there, um, and lockdown and stuff like that. So this is what's happening. This is what's going on. Um, the number of people infected with COVID-19 increased. Thousands of people in China like got got COVID-19, and as a result of that, uh, they the people from China stayed in the houses in lockdown, and there's this one case where uh, it started a fire somewhere in China, and uh, that person in that specific place, um, from where the fire started from, wanted to escape to save their lives, but they couldn't. Why? Because uh, the government locked their doors so they couldn't get out. So I believe one, if not more than one person died because of that incident. So a building burned. There was a fire. There was a building on fire, and there were some people that couldn't escape because the government locked the doors so you couldn't get out because it was locked down. Uh, so there were some people that died. So my thoughts on this: um, it's inhumane. It's inhumane because uh, we're not talking about someone who tried to get out of their house for like a reason as simple as getting a bowl of cereal, milk, right? We're talking about an emergency, and the people from China, like the government, took it like to the extreme. But then again, that's communism. They live in communism. That's Chinese communism. Um, but that's too much. That's the limit. Somewhere he has to stop with this lockdown, and with this keeping someone there. And one more thing to add, one more thing to mention. If you are the owner of a house in China, maybe, right? If you're an owner of the house, that means that you own the door too. So from the moment that the Chinese government decides to say, oh, we're going to lock the people from outside, or whatever they use, right? A special code to keep people in their house, in their homes. From that moment, that isn't your door. It's the state's door. It's the government's door. It's people of China's door. It's Xi Jinping's door. It's not your door anymore. So this has to stop, because from that moment, it's not your door anymore. So that's what's going on. This has to stop. This has a limit, because there were some people that could have saved themselves from that fire, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. So because of that stupid idea of lockdown and everything, it's because of that idea that people died. It's because of that idea that people died. And this has to stop. This has to stop. And a lot of people went to protest in, I believe, in Beijing. I don't know. Maybe in Wuhan and in other in some places in China had they have been protesting, um, and hundreds of police clashes in Shanghai as COVID protests flare across China. There you go. So there has been some protests going on, and um, for the right reasons. If I was there in China, I would have done the same thing. That's why I recommend the people, if they are in China, there are people of China continue to protest because otherwise nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. This is crazy. This communism has to stop. There are people that saying they want Xi Jinping down, and for the right reasons. They're saying like go like they want Xi Jinping down, right? And for the right reasons. Imagine if you was there. If I was there, I would have done the same thing because this is crazy. This is crazy. This is what's going on in China. There is a point where things has to stop with this lockdown and all. Like in China, like there's communism, so they will control everything. You need to pay attention because they try to control you and they try to um, control you and control everything around you. So they make you feel like you own things when in reality they say no, 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 that's controlled by the government. So that's what's going on. This has to stop. All right, people want Xi Jinping down, and for the right reasons. I say it again. Continue to protest. Imagine there are probably thousands of people that have been protesting in China. Uh, but imagine what happens if it begins like a protest with more than thousands of people. Because in China there are 1 billion people. So imagine what would happen if these protests will continue and they will, you know, um, these protests will continue and more people will show up to those protests wanting Xi Jinping down. It would be it would be crazy. But more crazy is what happened to those people that died in that incident with that fire. So it obviously makes sense. But if they continue, they could do something. The people of China, the people from China who protest. So that's what's really going on. Um, so this whole thing with the locking down and stuff like that has to stop. There is a point where things gotta stop. And I encourage people of China to protest. Keep protesting. Because this is inhumane. That's what I call inhumane. If I was there, I would have done the same thing. Yeah, so that's what's really going on. There's still COVID there and stuff. Uh, and once again, looking back at all of these things that are all over the news, China is a communist place. Like it's communism. It's still communism there. So that's what's happening. All right. Peace.